cooperative extension stuff.
Thank you. Good morning. I'd like to call the Human Services Committee meeting October 21st, 2025 to order. I guess we'll have the discussion approval of minutes from the previous meeting. Runyon, Turner. Any discussion, any questions, comments, corrections? Nothing. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Privilege of the floor, public comment. Anyone wishing to comment? If not, we'll proceed with the action agenda, new business items for the Department of Social Services.
Good morning, everyone. Do you want to start with Countryside Adult Home? Since Amy has one agenda item? Okay.
Good morning. I only have one request action item is to renew the service agreement we have with Hudson Headwaters for physicals, vaccinations, and PPDs that are required by Department of Health for new hires and annually for each employee. That's regulation 487.9. The rationale is that it is mandated by the department. It's also in accordance with the New York State Labor Law of 201-B. And we are eligible for 50% reimbursement.
Very good. You want to bring it to the floor? Runyon, second. Turner. Discussion. Have any?
Clarification, it would be a 2-year agreement starting January 1st of 2026 and running through December 31st of 2027.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Anything else? Anyone? Not, we'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Abstain, opposed, abstentions. Thank you, that carries. So under discussion items,
Currently, our census is 35, well, from when I compiled the agenda, but we are actually at 36. Overtime, I do my best to keep it, as low as I possibly can, but it's a 24-hour facility. Things happen and, we have to have staff to do it.
right? Any questions or comments? No? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
Moving on,
Okay. Moving on, I'm requesting to enter an agreement with the Open Door Mission for Code Blue services. This is a requirement to provide shelter for homeless during inclement weather. This would be for October 1st, 2025 and terminating September 30th, 2026. The total amount not to exceed $270,757. And authorizing automatic renewals upon agreement of both parties.
okay. Rationale here is this local commissioner's memorandum.
Yep, so we're required to provide code blue services for homeless individuals. And the attached directive explains the allocations and reporting requirements.
Thank you. Have well, want to bring this to the floor. Supervisor Strainer, second, Supervisor Patrick. Discussion.
Have
Supervisor Strainer.
we used that before for this?
Yes, we have.
Did we,
They've been our provider for the last few years.
and was it at the same amount?
It's relatively around the same amount, yes.
Do you have some kind of record keeping that when we put people there that how many we are servicing there?
Yes, the Open Door Mission provides us a monthly report, but we also use the Homeless Management Information System, HMIS, which a lot of providers around our community use that. And we use that to identify individuals in Warren County that are homeless and that are placed.
So approximately how many people use that service for the year?
Oh, boy.
A real lot?
We average about 15, 16 a night.
Wow.
Last year was more. The numbers have increased throughout the year. And I can certainly provide you exact numbers. I just
No, it's just,
off the
you
top of
know,
my head.
dollar value, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, so.
They do a nice job down there, so.
They do. The cost is reimbursed based on operating expenses, not per individual.
Supervisor Wild.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Nina, you know, I keep hearing about the number of additional people that are homeless in Glens Falls. How is this number increased over last year, or are we gonna expect to come back next year and be looking for more money?
The operating expenses generally are around the same. There are cost increases based on the cost of food, electricity, utilities, things like that. Staffing is around the same level. So it's really the cost based on operation, not per person.
So you don't expect to
They
be
sub-
looking for more next year?
No, this allocation is issued by the state of New York to provide this service, so it's 100% reimbursable.
Yeah, I just wanted to, it is 100% reimbursable by New York
Okay.
State.
Yep.
All
We're
right,
not asking for county money.
okay. Very good, thank you.
Anyone else?
Just to
So,
note that 18%, that homelessness went up in this country and in this county 18% last year. This is not a Glens Falls issue at all. The Warren
Okay.
County, Saratoga County, Washington County issue.
so I understand. So this authorizing automatic renewals on mutual agreement of the party. So is that, do I take that to mean it would come back here again?
It means that we wouldn't have to bring it back each year. We would just renew this agreement with the Open Door since they're a provider in Warren County.
So long as there's no additional county funding or future county funding that's required, they would not need to come back for the board to reapprove
Yeah,
the new
that was-
resolution.
That was my next.
Yeah.
Second part of the question. So
Yeah.
thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
So, any other questions or comments? If not, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any abstained, any opposed? Good, thank you. So on to number 2.
So this is the request to amend the county budget to increase expenses and revenues to reflect the receipt of the Code Blue allocation. The amount is for 135,378. This amount is the amount of the contract to cover October through December. And we received this allocation earlier this month in October, so that's why it wasn't in the budget prior, so we just need to amend the budget to reflect it. But it is 100% reimbursed as we just discussed.
So this is related to the request number 1.
Yes, yep.
Okay. Want to bring us to the floor? Supervisor Strainer, second by Supervisor Runyon. Discussion, any questions or comments? Not call the question, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? Okay, very good. Number 3,
Requesting to authorize agreements for foster care services for individuals placed into the care and custody of the DSS Commissioner and authorizing the county to enter into additional contracts with state-approved agencies and authorizing the chair to enter into emergency placement contracts. Foster care services agreements are often necessary as an on-needed basis, meaning that we may not have a contract in place for an individual that we need to place in a certain facility and have to enter into an agreement with that facility. Foster care services for youth are essential and the costs are based on approved New York State maximum state allowable rates, which is reimbursed by state and federal funding and county shares depending on the placement of the case type.
Thank you, Nina. So bring this to the floor. Runyon. Second. Turner. Discussion, any questions, comments? And I'll call the question, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Request number 4.
The transfer of funds from the code of salaries, regular to overtime in the amount of $20,000. And this is to cover the overtime costs that are anticipated through year end of 2025.
Very good. I'll bring this before. Second by Supervisor Turner. Discussion. Any questions or comments? Yes, Supervisor Patrick.
Yeah, just a question on kind of how the budget works. You know, we're taking money from salaries and transferring it into overtime. Does that mean we kind of over budget a little bit in the salaries end of thing, or maybe we were understaffed and then we move it into overtime to cover it? I'm trying to make a little sense of it.
I think I, you want to comment?
Thanks, Mr. Chair. Bottom line is salary budget every year is allocated based on the number of positions an organization has. Throughout the year, there are vacancies. So someone leaves and goes to another job, and those positions that become vacant may sit vacant for a month or 2 months or 3 months. Some are sitting vacant, have an attorney position, for example, vacant the entire year. So that does give you a little bit of flexibility for using those salary dollars to offset overtime. And overtime generally occurs because you have the vacancy. So that's the big challenge you're working. You budget for overtime based on what you traditionally think you're going to use. But if you have a number of vacancies, we see this a lot in the sheriff's office, for example, they have vacancies, so other people have to pick up the slack and work overtime. So we do this periodically throughout the year, but it's not additional money coming from the general fund. It's money that existed in this case, in DSS budget.
That makes things crystal clear. Thank you.
Any other questions and comments? Being none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no abstain. Thank you. We'll move on to discussion item. Commissioner's report of activities and updates.
The commissioner's report and activities was emailed out. We've sent out additional information regarding SNAP and HEAP programs. It's sharing some information. Jill is on vacation this week. But we're closely monitoring revenue and expenditures. We're working within our appropriations and communicating with our experts and other departments to help us get through and make decisions as we need to.
Very good. Good job, Nina. Anything else?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
um,
There's a while.
thank you. Nina, can you help me again? I know that you have funding from state and federal sources, and I'm just trying to make sense of this. The budget for this year is 30.5 million almost. Is that what I'm seeing? Is that for the whole, all of your organization?
Are you looking at the budget analysis?
Yes.
2025. Okay, yep.
And that's year to date. Okay. But I'm just curious, what percentage overall is funded by the state and federal sources?
Honestly, it really depends on your program area because it varies. So it would be hard to give you a hard number based on that. It really depends on program type. So for salaries, we average around 62% reimbursement. Medicaid is a share. Eligibility, it depends on your case type. A TANF family is 100% reimbursable. A safety net is only state reimbursable at 39%. So I don't know if I can actually give you a number.
So if I look at this again, the 25 budget is actually 45.5 million. And our revenue is a little less than 24 million.
So can I just also clarify another thing? A few of our programs, the revenue comes in maybe a year later, like for our foster care programs placement, it trickles back in. It's not necessarily accurate month to month. So it ends up catching up to itself throughout the year. Did I say that right? Okay.
I'm just trying to get a sense of, you know, how much is county funded versus some other high level. So I don't, but there's no number here that I can say if I get asked this question.
That's a, like Nina said, that's a difficult question to answer. We use a number roughly about 56%, I think. Or is it more than that?
If I look at the 2025 budget and then basically divide the budgeted revenue by the budgeted expenditures, it's 52%. But as
Okay.
Nina said, it, you know.
Oh, I understand.
So if we had more
Different
safety
approach.
net and less people, that'd be a lot more, you know, that would change our percentage, but just doing that.
The other challenge you get in that is a lot of Medicaid costs are reimbursed directly from the state. So it's really difficult to put your finger on. I mean, Medicaid is a complex issue, but I like Tammy said, 52% roughly is a good rule of thumb for what it costs the county versus what the state and federal help us with.
Thank you.
You? Anyone else? Yes, Supervisor Runyon.
Couldn't we tell that number by looking at the receipts? Because I see some of them will say federal money, New York State Comptroller money. Well, your receipts would show where that money came from.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have it in here. It's just broken out by department, like you said.
Just level.
That it? Okay. Privilege of the floor, public comment. There being none, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Yes. Eric,
Morning.
Favor?
The old one, I believe.
Thanks, Anina.